Somewhere within about 10 miles of you right now, there's a field full of brand new cars that car dealerships don't want you to find. No signs, no flags, no salesman standing near them. Just row after row of vehicles with the plastic still on the seats, sitting in the dirt, waiting. That field is why the last person who bought your exact car might have paid $4,000 less than you, or $4,000 more. Same car, same dealership, same week even. The difference wasn't luck, and it wasn't how good they were at haggling. It was whether that car was one the dealer was desperate to get rid of, or one they were happy to hold. And here's the part that should bother you a little. You have no way of telling those two cars apart just by looking. They're parked in the same row, they've got the same sticker in the window. One of them is quietly costing the dealership money every single day it doesn't sell. The other one they could sit on until next spring and not blink. The salesman knows which is which, you don't. That's the whole game. But by the end of this, you will. I'm going to show you the exact spot on a windshield that tells you how long a car's been rotting on that lot. Most buyers walk right past it. I'll show you why a salesman will practically shove one specific car at you and go strangely quiet about another. And there's one word, one, that dealers use with each other about certain cars. The second you learn to hear it, you'll know you're standing in front of the one they'll cave on. It's the closest thing to reading their cards that exists, and almost nobody outside the business knows it. So stick around, because this stuff pays for itself. So picture the dealership as an iceberg. The showroom and that front lot with the balloons, that's the tip. That's the 10% you're meant to see. Everything else is underwater. Right behind the building, past the service garage where they change your oil, there's almost always a second lot. No customers back there. This is where the overflow starts. Cars packed so tight the doors won't fully open. Parked bumper to bumper in an order only the lot guy understands. And there's always a lot guy. Every dealership has one person whose entire job is a real-life game of Tetris, with $40,000 pieces, shuffling cars at 6 in the morning so the one that sold yesterday can actually get out. When that backlot fills, and it fills fast, the cars start going off-site. This is where it gets a little ridiculous. Dealers rent gravel fields by the acre. They pay shopping malls for the dead corner of the parking lot nobody uses. There are dealerships storing brand new inventory in the parking structures of office buildings, in old drive-in movie lots. In one case I came across, a decommissioned airfield. Millions of dollars in cars, sitting on a runway, guarded by a guy in a folding chair. And every mile between that car and the showroom is a problem for the dealer. Because a car in a field can't be sold. Nobody's browsing the runway. To sell it, someone has to notice it exists, drive out, and haul it back, and cars have a way of being forgotten out there. They call it lot rot. A vehicle can sit for 200, 300 days, aging, depreciating, while newer versions of the same car roll in and park right in front of it at the showroom. The old one becomes an orphan. Hold on to that word orphan, because an orphan car is about to become the single most powerful thing you can walk into a dealership knowing about. That's the car with your name on it. And in a minute I'll show you how to spot one before the salesman even opens his mouth. Alright, you're on the lot. Here's the thing to look for, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Walk up to any new car and look at the little white sticker in the corner of the windshield, or on the side glass. Not the big price sticker, the small one, the one that looks boring enough to ignore. Dealers put these on to track their own inventory, and on a lot of them there's a date. Sometimes it's the day the car landed on the lot. Sometimes it's a stock number where the first digits quietly tell you the month it arrived. Every dealer codes it a little differently, but the information is sitting right there in the open, because it was never meant for you to read. Do the math. If that car showed up 4 months ago and it's still standing here, in the front row, freshly washed, that is not a popular car. That is a car that has been passed over by every single person who walked this lot before you. That's your orphan. And the dealer knows exactly how long it's been sitting, down to the day, because that number is bleeding them. Here's why it matters so much. A dealer doesn't own most of these cars outright. They borrow money to stock them, and they pay interest on that loan every day the car sits. The insiders have a name for it. They call it flooring, floor plan financing. And here's something most buyers never think about. There's also a built-in buffer called holdback, a percentage of the sticker price the manufacturer quietly pays back to the dealer after the sale. It's money that exists entirely below the surface of your negotiation. When a car crosses about that 90-day line, the interest on the floor plan starts eating through whatever profit was ever in it, holdback included. Past a certain point, the dealer isn't trying to make money on that car anymore. They just want it gone before it costs them more. You're not asking for a discount at that point. You're doing them a favor. Now, most people walk onto a lot armed with a Kelly Blue Book number or a not a guide price, which is fine as a starting point. But the real leverage isn't the retail value of the car, it's the dealer's invoice price, the number that sits between what the manufacturer charged them and what the sticker says. That gap is where negotiations actually live. And on an orphan, a car that's been sitting, That gap gets wider because the floor plan cost has been quietly chipping away at it for months. So while everyone else is falling in love with the shiny new arrival parked out front, you're the one quietly reading windshields, hunting for the car that's been there since winter. Same features, same warranty, sometimes thousands cheaper for the exact same car, just because it had the bad manners to not sell fast enough. That's one telldown. But a date on a windshield only tells you which car to want. It won't tell you how the salesman is going to steer you, and steering you is exactly what he's trained to do. Here's something that took me a long time to understand. The salesman is often not the villain of this story. A lot of the time, he's just as boxed in as you are. He's got a manager in a back office pulling strings he can't see either. Because dealerships don't want to sell you a car. They want to sell you that car. The one that's been rotting. The orphan. There are mornings a sales team walks in and the manager points at 3 or 4 specific cars and basically says, "These move today," and there's a bonus riding on it. A spiff, they call it. A little cash kicker, sometimes a couple $100 in the salesman's pocket, for steering you onto the exact unit the dealership is bleeding on. So watch what happens on the lot. You point at a car you like, and the guy goes, "Yeah, that's a good one, but let me show you something." And he walks you 50 feet over to a different car. That detour is not random. That's the spiff talking. There's a book a lot of people in the business have quietly read. Chandler Phillips went undercover and sold cars for a few months for Edmunds.com and wrote down everything, called it Confessions of a Car Salesman. And the thing that comes through on every page is that almost nothing on that lot is an accident. The car they walk you to, the coffee they offer so you stay longer, the trip to go ask my manager that's really just 15 minutes designed to wear you down. It's a script. And the tell you're watching for is simple. Notice which car he pushes, and notice which car he goes quiet about. Push means there's something in it for him. Quiet usually means that car sells itself, which means it's not your leverage. So flip it on him. The move is almost funny in how well it works. You walk in already knowing you're orphan, you read the windshields, remember, and you point straight at the car nobody's pushing, the one that's been sitting. Now you're the one holding the awkward pause. You're asking for the one car on the lot they most need gone, and you're acting like you could take it or leave it. That's the whole posture. Interested but bored about it. And that quiet, bored energy connects to the last piece, because there's a single word the desk uses about a car like that, and if you catch it, you'll know you've already won before anyone says a number. So here's the word. When a car has sat too long, when it's crossed that line where the dealer just needs it off the books, the desk stops talking about selling it. They start talking about dumping it. That's the word, dump. Just dump it. You'll never hear it said to your face. It's a back office word, a manager word, but everything on that lot bends around it. A car they want to dump is a car where the price you're imagining and the price they'll take are two very different numbers, and the gap belongs to you. When a dealer is dumping a unit, they're not protecting profit anymore, because there isn't any left to protect. They're cutting a loss. And a person cutting a loss will say yes to things that would have been laughed out of the room a month earlier. You won't hear them say it, but now you don't need to. You already know how to read the car. The windshield told you how long it's been sitting. The salesman told you which cars he's desperate to move, by which ones he pushed. You walked in able to see the part of the business that was built so you couldn't. That's the entire edge. Not a magic phrase you recite, not some aggressive haggling routine, just knowing which car in that row is the one quietly costing them money, and letting them come to you. One last thing, because it changes the math on all of this. Everything I've said is about buying. If you're leasing, the game flips. A lease is priced on totally different levers, and a fat discount on a car that's been sitting doesn't help you the way you'd think. Buying is where the hidden lot pays off. That's the side of the counter where a forgotten car in a gravel field 3 miles away turns into thousands of dollars that stay in your pocket instead of theirs. So next time you're on a lot and a salesman waves you toward the shiny thing up front, take the long way. Go read a few windshields first. The best deal on the lot is almost never the car they want you to see.